We are all different, but we share the same human spirit. Perhaps it's human nature that we adapt and survive. If a star were a grain of salt, you could fit all the stars visible to the naked eye on a teaspoon, but all the stars in the universe would fill a ball more than 8 miles wide. In an infinite universe, every point can be regarded as the center, because every point has an infinite number of stars on each side of it. The eventual goal of science is to provide a single theory that describes the whole universe. So next time someone complains that you have made a mistake, tell them that may be a good thing. Because without imperfection, neither you nor I would exist. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious, and however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do, and succeed at. It matters that you don't just give up. 1. Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. 2. Never give up work. Work gives you meaning and purpose, and life is empty without it. 3. If you are lucky enough to find love, remember it is there, and don't throw it away. I am just a child who has never grown up. Quiet people have the loudest minds. Keeping an active mind has been vital to my survival, as has to maintain a sense of humor. Women. They are a complete mystery. I regard the brain as a computer that will stop working when its components fail. There is no heaven or afterlife for broken down computers. That is a fairy story for people afraid of the dark. To confine our attention to terrestrial matters would limit the human spirit. It would be very difficult to explain why the universe should have begun in just this way, except as the act of a God who intended to create beings like us. Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking, and its greatest failures by not talking. It doesn't have to be like this. Our greatest hopes could become reality in the future. With the technology at our disposal, the possibilities are unbounded. All we need to do is make sure we keep talking. Aggression, humanity's greatest vice, will destroy civilization. If I had to choose a superhero to be, I would pick Superman. He's everything that I'm not. I have lived with the prospect of an early death for the last 49 years. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die. My 3 children have brought me great joy. It is a waste of time to be angry about my disability. One has to get on with life, and I haven't done badly. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. I have no idea what my IQ is. People who boast about their IQ are losers. While there's life, there is hope. I think computer viruses should count as life. I think it says something about human nature that the only form of life we have created so far is purely destructive. We've created life in our own image. I believe the simplest explanation is, there is no God. No one created the universe and no one directs our fate. This leads me to a profound realization that there probably is no heaven and no afterlife either. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that, I am extremely grateful. One of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. Perfection simply doesn't exist. Without imperfection, neither you nor I would exist. The universe doesn't allow perfection. Although I cannot move and I have to speak through a computer, in my mind I am free. If time travel is possible, where are the tourists from the future? People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. It's gravity that shapes the large-scale structure of the universe, even though it is the weakest of 4 categories of forces. You cannot predict the future. I don't think the human race will survive the next 1,000 years unless we spread into space. You cannot understand the glories of the universe without believing there is some supreme power behind it. The thing about smart people is that they seem like crazy people to dumb people. I regard the afterlife to be a fairy story for people that are afraid of the dark. One is always a long way from solving a problem until one actually has the answer. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a mirror planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. To confine our attention to terrestrial matters would be to limit the human spirit. It's not the size, but what you do with it that counts. The human capacity for guilt is such that people can always find ways to blame themselves. Eternity is a long time, especially toward the end. We each exist for but a short time, and in that time explore but a small part of the whole universe. The universe does not behave according to our preconceived ideas. It continues to surprise us. To boldly go where no one has gone before. My advice to other disabled people would be, to concentrate on things your disability doesn't prevent you from doing well, and don't regret the things it interferes with. Don't be disabled in spirit, as well as physically. I have noticed that even people who claim everything is predetermined and that we can do nothing to change it, look before they cross the road. The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. Science is not only a disciple of reason but, also, one of romance and passion. My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is as it is, and why it exists at all. We are in danger of destroying ourselves of our greed and stupidity. We cannot remain to look inwards at ourselves on a small and increasingly polluted and overcrowded planet. The greatest scientific discovery was the discovery of ignorance. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. The universe is not indifferent to our existence, it depends on it. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. My expectations were reduced to zero when I was 21. Everything since then has been a bonus. We are all different, but we share the same human spirit. The universe is full of surprises, and there is something new to be learned every day. I am just a child who has never grown up. I still keep asking these how and why questions. Occasionally, I find an answer. The downside of my celebrity is that I cannot go anywhere in the world without being recognized. It is not enough for me to wear dark sunglasses and a wig. The wheelchair gives me away. We are each free to believe what we want, and it is my view that the simplest explanation is there is no God. No one created the universe and no one directs our fate. The universe is a vast, complex place, and we will never understand all of it. But that doesn't mean we should stop trying. The past is not fixed and is unalterable. With a shift in perspective, it can be reinterpreted and reshaped. My disabilities have not been a significant handicap in my field, which is theoretical physics. Indeed, they have helped me in a way by shielding me from lecturing and administrative work that I would otherwise have been involved in. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. We are all different, but we share the same human spirit. Perhaps it's human nature that we adapt and survive. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. The laws of science do not distinguish between the past and the future. The human race is just chemical scum on a moderate-sized planet. The universe is not deterministic. It has multiple possibilities for every event. The black holes of nature are the most perfect macroscopic objects there are in the universe. The only elements in their construction are our concepts of space and time. Time travel was once considered scientific heresy, and I used to avoid talking about it for fear of being labeled a crank. But these days I'm not so cautious. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die. I have so much I want to do first. I have no idea. It is a waste of time to be angry about my disability. One has to get on with life, and I haven't done badly. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. I have ALS, which means that I am slowly becoming paralyzed and unable to speak. However, I am still able to write, and I hope to continue doing so for as long as possible. The universe is not a single entity, but a collection of entities that interact with each other. In other words, the universe is a network of relationships. My advice to other disabled people would be, to concentrate on things your disability doesn't prevent you from doing well, and don't regret the things it interferes with. Don't be disabled in spirit as well as physically. We are just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. The human race is a remarkable creature, one with great potential, and I hope that we can realize that potential before it is too late. The universe is governed by science. But science tells us that we can't solve the equations directly in the abstract. The future is not set in stone. It is shaped by our actions in the present. The only way to predict the future is to have the power to shape the future. The idea of 10 dimensions might sound exciting, but they would cause real problems if you forget where you parked your car. The most important thing about a person is not their disability, but their abilities. It is not clear that intelligence has any long-term survival value. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. We are all time travelers, but only in one direction. The biggest challenge facing the human race is the challenge of distinguishing reality from fantasy, and truth from propaganda. The scientific theory I like best is that the rings of Saturn are composed entirely of lost airline luggage.